Okay, this is a demo review of the Gotharman's Little Deformer 3. As far as I know, Gotharman is a one-guy company based in Denmark, if I remember correctly. Okay, this is a head voice stereo granular workstation. When you buy this, you have many hardware options. So go on a website for have an idea. You can have swap up analog filter inside, more in, more out, CVs, etc. Mine have the analog board installed, so I have CVs, 4 in, 4 out, and 4 input and 4 output. Okay, so except these two input, everything is out of the analog board, so that's why I installed it more in, more out, more CVs. Okay, this is really well built. I like these things. It's pretty small and it's very powerful. We are going to see that in 1 second. Okay, so the workflow is really nice. I like how this machines work. The navigation is via these touch screens. It's pretty nice. It's not so big, but it don't need to be big. I think this is perfect size. It's really nice, very responsive. And when you select, for example, here oscillator, I don't think if you see that correctly, you can change the value with the height knob here corresponding to the height position. Okay, this 3 knob is morphing, sequence morphing, and the master volume output. Morphing, for have an example, it's like have some value here, another value here, and you can morph between them. You can morph between all the voice, all the parameter you make. It's really powerful ID, and it's really nice for found things you don't found usually. You have the same for the sequence, so it's independent preset. So you can go in oscillator, change the waveform. It's morphing waveform with pulse width modulation. And some FM. For now, the FM is this oscillator FM itself. You can show this. You can FM by another oscillator, etc. Read the manual, really. And now, since the last update, we have many different oscillator type. As you can hear, this thing sounds really awesome, dark, warm. You can do some clean sound with it. I'm gonna show you it after. It's possible, okay? So it's slightly tricky, but you can do with no problem. It's MPE, so you can do so crazy things with MIDI controller keyboard, etc. Okay, now we can add a filter now, for example. Modulation envelope 1 slightly. Modifications time of the envelope. Okay, so this is a basic signal after you have the VCA. Okay, and after if you can add some FX, etc. This is only one part. So for now it's an oscillator, but you can hear selection between oscillator or sample noise on some other option. It's more complicated. It's like a Chopin sample or something like that. It's at a cue point you can import, etc. If you select sample, it now plays samples. So you have exactly the same parameter. You can go into the filter, etc. You have 2 filters. 2 multimode digital filter. You have many type of filter. Just many. Just try it. Some are very dirty. Some are clean, kind of. But you're always going to find something you love. Harsh and digital it can be. So this is only one part, like as I said before. So part one, this is bus one. Is bus one, okay? So here it's output left and right master, but you can choose if you want to output left only right or other output. I have because I have the analog board installed, and you can go into the two master effects. The master effects is really nice. You have some effects you don't have in bus effects, but you can't have the compressor on master effects. So I'm gonna show you a quick effects for have an idea. So all the effects are just strange, on glitchy, on digital, on sound really nice, but you never hear that before. Okay, so when I release the note, the effects long forever. This is because in bus, I need to move the release time. Okay, if you want to make the sound slightly less aggressive, you need to keep watch at the volume of each voice. You have many volume everywhere, like for example, the input of the filter. If you decrease it, you can have a cleaner sound if you want it. It's the same with the feedback or deep parameter on FX. If you keep it low, you can have some really nice sound. This is only one oscillators, one FX on the filter. Okay, here's another one. this is demonstration of morph knob. Of course, you can copy the position of the knob to one of the side, etc., etc. This is very, very complete about that. For now, I'm gonna show you the sequencer. You have says 16, sorry, 16 dot sequencer on many control track. 32. You can use it to modulate everything you want, plus the 16 LFO on the 16 envelope, on the 8 envelope follower, etc., etc. So for the sequencer, you can have this view. Of course, I prefer this one. So listen to that. Of course, it's tactile. This is morph now. This is the actual sequence on the layer B. And you can do that to all the parts on all the sequence on the same time. This is really amazing things. The sequencer, it's pretty forward. It's like you have a notch you can do to 64 steps. You can have the gate time, velocity, positions of each steps. You can randomize that. You can do many things. So now I think you have a better idea of what these things can do. For me, it's a really nice product. Perhaps I have only two things I don't really like it about it. For the first thing is the knob. I would prefer to have encoders. I know Fleming, the owner of Gotharman, prefer potentiometers, but when you have very high value shows, like all the value, internal value are 0 to 511. So sometimes if you want to coach the exact number, it can be tricky. And the other thing is on the input signal, like I said before, the output is very hot. So sometimes your input signal is very quiet. I recommend you to normalize all your sample you go on it for have sure you have the gain for make it okay with other internal sound level. I forget to talk about many things because these things have many things on it. Once again, for have a better idea, I think you need to read the manual.